This is Supreme Pioneer Chaos, which means that you're gonna take 2 cards from every pack and you only get to see the first 15 cards. So the decks end up being pretty powerful, and you often slide into a good, decent 2-color combination from my experience. Here I think I'm gonna take Gustwalker and Cartouche of Knowledge. Gustwalker is an excellent 2-drop that's aggressive. Basically you can treat this as a 1.5 flyer for 2, because when you exert it doesn't untap. Cartouche of Knowledge is a very powerful aura, it gives +1/+1 and flying. And there is Teros in this set, so Heroic is a thing. I think that these are the most powerful cards in the pack. You can make some argument for Splendid Agony too, but I'm not sure that this is a super aggressive format, so it's not necessarily incredible. So in Supreme Draft you don't have to care about what's wheeling. Not locked into this by any means, but I would prefer to stay here. So Masters of Feast is a fun one. 5i fly for free, but your opponent gets to draw an extra card every turn. So that is a little bit risky, but I think it's a good card. I like Tetmos High Priest though. It's a 2/3 for free, but whenever you target it with a spell, not ability, you get to return a creature with mana value 2 or less. I already have a combo with Gustwalker and Cartouche of Knowledge. Cartouche of Knowledge brings this back, and it also gets targeted by Cartouche. So that's going to be one of my cards, I think. Now, I don't like this one too much, because there isn't too many enchantment creatures. I think Bladethusk Boar is excellent. This was one of the last sets with Intimidate. This is just a random 2-drop, a little too weak, I think, in this format. So, this is also pretty slow. So what I'm gonna do here is take Tetmos High Priest and Bladethusk Boar. I think Bladethusk Boar is a better card than Master of the Feast if I want to be red-white aggressive. I could play Gustwalker and Tetmos High Priest, so might only get one of the cards from this set. Okay, now we're in Ravnica Allegiance, I believe, and unfortunately we don't have any good Azorius cards here. Gateway Sneak is probably not going to be very good because you don't have too many gates. A shorthand when you're playing a Pioneer Draft is that most set-specific mechanics are getting worse. What else is here? This rare is a card you can play for red to give +3/-3. Not the greatest card though. Probably gonna take it though. I think a card like Quench could be good. I also think a card like Dead Revels could be also good if I go into some black-white. But this isn't great. I'm gonna take these 2 cards and see what happens. Okay, Trophy Mage searches up artifacts that cost 3, which I don't have right now. What is the best cards here? I think this is only artifacts, so that's not great. Do you think a Windrake could be decent? Leave It to the Dust could also be good. I think I'm gonna take Trophy Mage and Leave in the Dust. The Trophy Mage is sort of speculative, but if I end up with some really good artifacts that cost 3, and remember we are seeing entire packs, so you're probably more likely to get one. I think Leave It to Dust is a good tempo play. The Populate, Sweeper, could be good. And I think that this might turn into some weird blue-white deck with some controlling cards and some more aggressive cards. But I don't have any card that's like all-in aggressive. I mean, a card like Cartouche of Knowledge is fine in a control deck, it's not terrible. So I think I'm going to take the Populate and Majestic Metamorph. I think these are good cards. Majestic Metamorph could be a 2-for-1. I have no fixing yet, so I'm going to not take Disciplined Duelist. Ooh, Shalai, now that is a good card. It's a 3/4 for 4 flying and gives other creatures hexproof. And you don't have to be green to play it. Of course, it's better, but So that will be one of my picks. Now the question is what else? So I could take Shanna and then be green-white, but I have no green cards. Alternatively, I could take Deep Freeze and try to win in the air. So let's remove some of the black cards. So right now I have Cartouche gets in the air, Gustwalker gets in the air. So I think Deep Freeze could be also good, and I have Shalai too. Deep Freeze could just lock down my opponent's biggest ground creature, and I can fly over. Because it loses flying, so I think these are gonna be my picks here. Yeah. We got some Strixhaven action. And I think that the Cornix Pledge could be decent. It is a ground creature, which is unfortunate, but I don't have really an option to take a flyer here. Pop Quiz, the problem with taking that is, of course, that the only way I get a lesson is if I get another Strixhaven pack, and I'm not even sure that it's going to be able to get the doubles. So, Pledge Mage could be very good with Cartouche, of course. And maybe I just take like an Eager first to fill out my curve. Fabled Hero, awesome. 2/2 double strike. When heroic, you get a counter on it. So it's fantastic. Cartouche. I could also end up with some other targeting things. We have about halfway through here. So I'm going to take that. And otherwise there isn't much that is particularly good. But also don't know, equipping doesn't target heroic. Or doesn't trigger heroic, I should say. Yeah, I guess I take a Traveling Philosopher. Time to put something in my sideboard here. Okay, we got Snare Tactician, not particularly good. Again, set specific mechanic. But Frostveil Ambush I think is a good card. It's a 5 mana that locks down to a creature, but that's cycling for 1, so you're not gonna pay a big price to play that. So that's gonna be one of my cards. There's Divine Arrow, Day Squad Marshal, both are pretty mediocre. Yeah, I think Divine Arrow is probably a little better. Okay, Kaladesh, we have Scrap Heap Scrounger. I'm not going to be able to bring it back, so it's not fantastic. This Malfunction. Revolution Rebuff is just strictly worse than Quench, which is kind of impressive since Quench is not even that good of a card. Still no artifacts that cost 3. Unfortunately, Scrap is going to cost 2. I guess I take Malfunction and Acrobatic Maneuver. And here we have Return to Ravnica, so we could have opened something good in Azorius. Unfortunately, we didn't. I think I like Seller of Songbirds. I think it's a fine card. And I guess I'm going to take a Doorkeeper, sideboarded card. Okay, Nimble Trap Finder, Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard. Wizard, Cleric, Wizard. Alright, seems decent. There's also Expedition Divine, which is another wizard. So I could play these 2 cards. I think they are going to be good. Not fantastic, but decent. Okay, Khans of Tarkir. And again, unfortunately not great. I think Mystic of the Hidden Way is nice. There's a morph that you can morph up and make unblockable. And I guess I'll take an Alabaster Kirin as well. Oh, Kefn's Last Word. You can control of anything and then lands you can control on untap. Seems pretty great, honestly. And I like this card. A 2/2 that makes a 1/1 every other turn. Eternalize or Embalm. I don't have anything, I don't think. No, so going to. There's also a Cycling Land, which is a thing, but I think Crefton Strasbourg is going to be great. Okay, we have Valiant Veteran. Time to do a soldier count again. It is a 2/2 for 2, but I don't have any this soldier. I think I prefer Destroy Evil and probably Tura Kennerly the Sky Knight. I don't think Valiant Veteran is doing much for me here. I think Loyal Pegasus could be decent, and there isn't any much else that's great either way. Two more packs. Ooh, Ursa. That's great, probably. I mean, maybe it's not super great because I don't have any artifacts or enchantments, but actually it makes all spells cheaper. And I think that's gonna be still pretty good. And Prison Sentence, probably better than this enchant, especially since I just picked up Destroy Evil. And the last pack gives us nothing great, I don't think. Slip through space, maybe. Go with some of my spell payoff. Yeah. Alright, let's build this deck. So let's take a Trophy Mage first of all. Didn't get any artifacts that cost 3. Let's see what exactly does Ursa do now. 2/4 for 3 that makes artifacts, instants, and sources cheaper. And that's it. I do have a reasonable amount, but I don't know. I think Quench sucks, usually. Divine Arrow is not great. Maybe Ursa is not good enough. Bastard Kieran is kind of weak. I mean, it's not like Ursa is terrible, but I just don't think it does much for me. Heroic, so this... I only have Cartouche. Maybe I should play Slip Through Space, actually, considering my heroic cards. I have Tetmos High Priest, Fabled Hero. These are pretty good with Slip Through Space. I can probably cut like Malfunction. It's kind of weak. A worse version than Deep Freeze, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe it's actually better. Because I ended up with a reasonable amount of ground creatures. Sort by color. I think this is gonna be 9/8. Forests. Yeah, I think so. Even though Quandrix Bedbridge is a blue card. Alright, I will see you for round 1. Not the greatest hand I've ever seen. But yeah, I'm gonna ship it. Keep and put a... So this is a double blue card, but I'm probably gonna cycle it. I think I'm gonna put an island on the bottom. The reason is I have Fabled Hero in my deck. Green. Alright. Can muster a pretty good air force here. This can't attack or block alone, but Gustwalker attacks pretty good. Right. Probably gonna cycle Frostveil Ambush pretty soon. checks party for me because it knows I have party cards in my library. Alright. Don't even have to exert here. Going to cycle this. I don't even have double blue. Maybe I should have cycled pre-combat, but yeah. Alright. Opponent has not cast anything yet. I wonder if my opponent has sweeper or... Oh well. Island. Oh, that's good. It's a 3/2 flyer that locks something down for a turn. So it actually locks down my entire attack. Could Prison Sentence it to get some scrying going, but could also wait. So I think cast this, and because if I Prison Sentence I can't really attack anyway, and this puts 2 more power on the board. Also, it's not even necessarily I have to lock this down if I want to play something that's even better, like that. Because this actually just trades for the Loyal Pegasus right now. I mean, it does stop my 1/2 and 1/1, but this is a more threatening card. And unfortunately, it's not 4 toughness, but eventually my opponent's gonna play a 4 toughness creature, I hope. So, Prison Sentence that. Combat Research. Okay. Alright. That doesn't bother me. Could even destroy Evil the Aura, but it's no... Don't have to. And I think Prison Sentence. See if my opponent's got some green mana protection card. No. Pretty unlikely. Ooh, kind of like both these. Kefnet first. So now I can attack and exert because I don't really want to trade. Opponent took it. And ideally my opponent plays something super large that doesn't have a comes into play ability. Alright, that works. Yeah. That works. Still 2 for 1 my opponent. Opponent lost 3 cards, I lost 2. Because this plays itself. Alright, so now... Yeah. Let's play around Mana Leak or something. I think doing this, because I have Destroy Evil for something large, so stealing this, yeah. Okay, so Bant. I want a deep freeze against that Combat Research. And it also is pretty good against that 3/4 flyer, because it loses all abilities. So let's take out, maybe, I don't think Loyal Pegasus might not be so great. Alright, pretty similar to my last start again. This time though, I have 2 cards I can cast if I draw a land, and I have a very powerful Shalai and a Sweeper if I draw Plains Plane. So, and I'm on the draw, so I think all this is making me keep this hand. It's it's a little more resilient than my last hand I shipped. Of course, things could go south if I don't draw a land, but Traveler's Amulet is gonna fix that bent mana. Oh, that's a fantastic start. Forest. My point is all about finding the colors. Oh, finds a forest. So that since my opponent was ban. This must mean a double green card. Yeah, Topiary Stomper, more land. This one is pretty good. It's a 4/4 that searches up a land, but it can't attack a block unless you have 7 lands, which my opponent's gonna get to at some point. I think I'm gonna lead with the Pledge Mage because it works better with Slip Through Space, which I may want to cycle next turn. So this is the 3/3 that has power equal to Devotion. It means other creatures enters with an extra counter. I may have to sweep the board at some point. How about I bounce that to buy some time? The reason I don't play Shalai here is because I kind of want to sweep the board first and then do it. And this sort of this kind of forces my opponent to overcommit because this is getting out of hand at some point. Rogue Refiner, very good. 3/2 against 2 energy and draws a card. Okay. I'm gonna go Slip Through Space. Wait. So I'm gonna start with Shalai, give this hexproof. This is a little safer. I sort of went away from the sweeper plan once my opponent played this and not the other one. I think it might be possible for me to just raise here instead of sweep the board and have this as sort of like a panic button, because sweeping the board is much worse when my opponent plays this, because A, drew my opponent a card, B, draws a card with Depopulate. So I'm less tempted of the sweeping the board. Alright, this is a good card. But it's apparently 4 colors. Alright, let's fly over for free. I don't want to attack and get double blocked. I'm just gonna try and win without a sweeper here. I have so much power in the air that next turn I could maybe attack for 7 and then my opponent is dead the turn after that. Seems stupid to try to set up a sweep and go for max value when I can just try and win in other ways. Okay, that's a flyer. So I guess I can't attack with the 1/1 anymore. That's okay. Oh, or maybe I can. Yeah, I can. Get some scry going. Right, go to the bottom. And attack for 7. Guess this should have attacked too, that was a mistake. Oh well. I don't think it matters because unless my opponent has a sweeper of own, then this should be game. But it was a little loose. Everything has hexproof except Shalai, which always is a little bit funny because your opponent's gonna kill this first. Although, let's say my opponent had drawn Prison's Press Sentence and my opponent was trying to build up some flyers, then giving this hexproof could be very nice. Okay, is this a sweep? Could be. Could be. I guess it is. I'm just not gonna take any damage then. Ooh, because you can hold a Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. Okay. This is an oldie and a goodie. So I guess my opponent didn't have a sweep, he just wanted to gain some life. Okay. So I wish I had not blocked in the way I did, but yeah, well. Attack like this. Here. Okay, it's so it's once you cast it, it doesn't do anything anymore. I was thinking it was some sort of aftermath card. And this is green. If you wonder why I'm not activating Shalai, it's because it's a green. Alright, let's see for round 2. So this is apparently a wizard. I guess that means I keep on the draw. Do you have any trappers? Oh, to the taps of creature. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that except malfunction. But on the other hand, it's not the most aggressive card ever, so gonna be annoying mostly. If I want to play Druid Class, a card that's not that great if I remember correctly. You can play some extra lands and eventually you make a land a big thing, but it's very slow. Though this one's good. One for reach, gain life whenever you play an enchantment. So this guy might be in some trouble now, because eventually my opponent's gonna make a big creature which I have no answer to, and this holds down my flyers as well as this. So as much as I made fun of this card, it's gonna be pretty good here. 3/4 basically. Oh, it mutated. Okay, so it's not it's a land. Okay. Okay. And it keeps the ability. I think I think I might be able to raise if I draw something good, because this plus this creates a 1/1 taps down 2 creatures. It might be possible for me to raise. I don't know. And this gets pumped as well. Okay, my opponent Magma Sprays. That's a pretty good answer because I don't get to draw a card. Levels up, and next turn is ready to rumble. The opponent is flooded, but this means that this card is pretty good. Alright. Okay, that's actually good, because it's gonna deal with the big creature. It could deal with the trapper, but I think right now my biggest problem is going to be the big creature that comes out of this, because the creature is as big as the number of lands you control and will have haste. Oh, I'm going to play the double strike land. Alright. Alright. I'm going to take this hit. But down to 3. This actually works with Frostveil Ambush if something goes to the graveyard. But I'll lead with Prison Sentence here. Both on the bottom, and play High Priest and pass. I can't raise anymore, but I could maybe set it up so I double block. Can't actually tap this for mana. Have to remember that. Taps that, okay. Does not activate Needle Spires. Think I'm gonna have to double block here. I mean, it's the same as Chumping. Chumping loses me a creature. If I put as a trick, I lose both, but I think it was a mistake not to attack with Needle Spires though. Unless my opponent has something very good to play. Okay, 3/3. Okay, so I guess I think I'm gonna cast it face up. The reason is I might wanna cycle Frostweald Ambush. And unfortunately, if my opponent taps down this and then attacks with Needle Spires, not sure this was the right way to do it. Because now I get to, I mean, I have to shunt the Needle Spires, but I also get to trade for this. Whereas if you had tapped, I guess, okay, never mind. Never mind, it was nothing. Otherwise I could have blocked the Needle Spires with, here I think a cycle if I have to draw something. I mean, Frostweald Ambush doesn't solve anything, it just delays things to hardcast it. Okay, that was a very good draw actually, because I'll bring back that. Draw me a card, unfortunately. I think I have to pass because I can't. I lose if I attack. So now my opponent taps the 2/3 and forces me to jump again. I'm not sure what I could draw, but maybe there is something. Okay, that is going to be not game, but very close to game. Opponent is also now in the good spot to be able to double use this. Tap it during my turn, tap it during my opponent's turn, and then not attack. Probably a misclick. Ooh. Okay, the problem is, of course, doesn't deal with Needle Spires and my opponent gets to draw a card. I think I'm just gonna pack it in. I don't want to show my opponent Sweeper. It doesn't help, I'm dead anyway. So let's just go to the next game. Maybe Divine Arrow could be good here. Dealing with Needle Spires, some attacking flyers. Maybe better than Loyal Pegasus. Yeah. Alright. This is okay. Not great, but maybe I can top the Quendix Pledge Mage and then this hand turns very good. Because I have 3 cards that triggers it. Oh, it's just Magecraft, never mind. So it doesn't get triggered from Malfunction. But opponent's fixing the mana. Cartouche of Knowledge. So if my opponent leaves up in red, I don't know if I dare cast it because my opponent showed me Magma Spray. But here I think I will turn this into a 3/2 flyer. Cast Walker. I'm just gonna cycle this, deal another damage. I want to get deeper into my deck, and I don't have any heroic creatures right now. Let's say my opponent doesn't have an answer for this. This could turn into a race where the 1 damage could matter. Okay, that's stops my flyers, but Divine Arrow. And I think I can afford to attack and cast Divine Arrow rather than Malfunction, because I'm pretty sure my opponent's gonna block. Now I can play Gustroker as well. Which, as I said again, is a 1.5 flyer, 1.5 flyer for 2. Because you attack for free, then it doesn't untap. So every other turn you get to attack for free. Hope my opponent doesn't have Magma Spray. Five mana. Okay, that's large, but yeah, let's just Malfunction. The way this could turn out bad is if not gonna exert. By the way, I can exert next turn. You want to save the exert if you can, because it's more damage. Then it's 3+2, whereas otherwise it's 3+0. 5 mana. I also have Frostveil Ambush. Okay, exiles that. I think that means I'm going to cycle a Frostveil Ambush now, because I need more gas and I'm not gonna get the job done with the Gustwalker alone for a while. Leave into the dust. Not bad. Here I'm gonna exert. I don't really want to trade. It's possible my opponent needs the Golden Hind, but I don't know that. I have no idea whether this mana producer is important for my opponent or not, so I'm just gonna not risk it and have bounce open, which could target your own stuff. And at this point, if my opponent points a removal spell on the Gustwalker, I would save it. Unfortunately, I can't bounce. I could bounce this now. But my opponent didn't play a land. Well, yeah, I'm gonna delay that. Again, getting deeper into my deck. So if I wait, my opponent can play 2 lands. I can only play 1. Okay, so do I want to attack or make a 1-1? I think every damage matters here, so I'm just gonna attack. I can exert next turn. Possible I should have not used Leave into the Dust. But I have Champers this time with Steward. Huh, that's not something I want to cast right now. So now I'm going to exert this, and then I'm gonna make Champer if my opponent goes all in on this, which probably should. Sarkhan's Rage. Okay. Fortunate, but I have Depopulate if my opponent makes a creature. So everything is not lost here. I have to wait, of course, with Depopulate because my opponent has to make the creature first. Doesn't gain Trample, right? No, only haste. So should I depopulate next turn, or should I take a hit of potentially 13? It doesn't seem tempting. Okay, that decides it. I'm not gonna take a massive hit just to try to bait out one more creature out of my opponent. It's not even necessary my opponent draws a creature this turn. So, ooh, cool. I'm gonna play pre-combat to play around. Maybe my opponent has some Divine Arrow of his own. Fortunately, this isn't a wizard. Alright, so if my opponent doesn't draw anything, it should be dead. Okay, cool. So, I don't know what I should sideboard here. My opponent is Naya with some not that large creatures, but reasonably sized. Could be okay. Why is Destroy Evil in my sideboard? Did I... I removed that instead of Loyal Pegasus, I see. Should not be this great in this matchup, I think. Yeah. Yeah, decent hand. Do have my colors. Want to cycle Frostveil Ambush here, for sure. That's why this card is so good, because it has cycling 1, so you're not paying a huge cost. And it is a pretty good tempo card when the game is stalled out, or... Ooh, I'm drawing very well here, very well. And my opponent doesn't seem to have Magma Spray. Has all colors though. And Bombard, okay. Well, I'm just gonna go Fabled Hero because my opponent didn't have a Magma Spray, which means it's gonna be hard to kill that, from what I've seen. And if I can go Cartouche... Okay, now my opponent has a read creature, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go Cartouche. Make it a 4/4 double strike flying. Kills my opponent very fast. And yeah, opponent could have removal here, but takes 8 at least. Unfortunately. I didn't see that game 1, but oh well. So now I have to try and win a fair way. I was trying for a cheesy way, but I think the best way is to play the Pledge Mage here and then try to get some counters on it. It doesn't trigger from Malfunction, but it does trigger from Leave Into the Dust. Okay, down to 13. And oh, well, this is a card I have to Malfunction, I think, otherwise I'm just gonna lose. It's a 6/6 with Embalm, so it comes back. The only unfortunate thing about this is that if I draw the Sweeper, it can come back as a 6/6. But I don't even have the Sweeper yet. So. We'll worry about that later, if we have to. But next turn I can go Cellar into Leave Into the Dust. Uh-oh, oh no. Oh, wait. I get to Ancestral here. I get to bounce this. I mean, my opponent's still gonna get to play it, but... So if I bounce this, I get to bounce every Golem. And I think this triggers for all of it. Let's do this, seems sweet. This was nice. Should I have done this in my opponent's turn? To ambush? Maybe. But now I can make a big attack. And if I had bounced off the blocks, then my opponent could have just blocked with the golems. So, I don't know. I'm still in trouble because the golem didn't go away permanently. Yeah. Alright. Punt is down to 7 though. And I think I have slip through space still in my... Yeah. So I could draw slip through space. Because do I have a flyer as well? So my opponent has 5 attackers. I have to leave something back. Druid, human, bird. Alright. What I think I'll do is just attack with the... Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm still not dead. Oh, my opponent has a reach creature. No, no attacks. Almost suicided my 1/1. That would have been bad. Okay. Interesting. So if my opponent had a pump, so why wouldn't you attack with the golem too? This sort of makes me think my opponent doesn't have it. I think this way I take 4. Yeah. Not sure here. Let's just do this. Safer. Ooh. Okay. That can gain control of all golems then. That's pretty good. I kind of wish I hadn't traded, but I was pretty lucky. And again, now Slip Through Space is lethal. Can attack here, force a block, and play Expedition Diviner. Now, of course, if my opponent targets this, it works. Dwarf. Okay. This is only lands, right? Yeah. All right. I'll block here. Very scary card to play against, so okay. I got lucky there. Round number 3. Alright. Time to mulligan. Time to keep. Gonna have a wizard and a cleric for that. So it's gonna be unblockable for a while. And this card might get the Trap Finder back. We're starting on 21 here. Yes, that's a human knight, so doesn't trigger the Trap Finder. Don't need to make it unblockable, I don't think. Let's play Pledge Mage, has the most Druid, has the most potential, and it doesn't waste the unblockable trigger from, or it's not a trigger, but it doesn't waste making this unblockable. Tsar Snare, okay. Whoa. Okay. Malfunction. I guess I'll play that to get on the board. Wasting a trigger, I guess, but it's nice to get on the board and use my mana. Oh, this is a 2/4 that makes it harder to attack. I have to pay 2 mana. Or 1 mana. Which is going to be annoying, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. For now. What you got? So if my opponent attacks, I could block. But we shall see. It's possible my opponent doesn't want to attack because of a double block, although the double block is very risky. 2/2 flying prowess. Okay. Okay. Let's play this. And it makes this unblockable. I didn't even know that necessarily. And this one makes 1/1 warriors. Nice. So this is gonna be unblockable. Wow, do I have full party? I didn't even know. What? Warrior, wizard. I have full party without even knowing it. That's sick. Okay. Fun is over for now. But this one gives it to all my creatures, so if I ever get through here, get to draw cards. This is a good one though. 3/2 that whenever a creature dies for my opponent gets to draw a card. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna put it here and get to draw a couple of cards here, hopefully. It's pretty sick when you have a card that triggers when you don't even know it. This was paper, I would have never drawn a card there. Unfortunately, should I? Yeah, I should cycle it. I want to hit land drops. Yeah, alright. Good. Two free flyer. And Skyship Plunderer 2 on that. Whenever it attack gets damage to me, gets a double counters. But my opponent doesn't have any counters. It's just a 2-1 flyer. But it's gonna be hard for me to attack now because my opponent can double block, draw cards. Doesn't seem great. Destroy even. That could target Bard at some point if it gets very annoying. And but I think what I'm gonna do is just cast Mystic of the Hidden Way. And not attack, of course, because I can't, but try to go the unblockable route here. Because I'm not under any pressure right now, because this just locks down my opponent's attack force. And now my opponent needs to do something. Okay, start by attacking here. See if our opponent has anything. Okay, so now I'm just running away with the game here. I'm dealing 3, drawing an extra card. So I could keep open Leave into the dust, but my opponent obviously doesn't have anything. So I think I just prefer using up all my mana, cast a 3/3 flyer. And also, so if my opponent deals with this now, I just can't attack for this, and then makes 1/1. Okay. So Esper with some flyers. Be decent. I think Deep Freeze is going to be very good here because it might just be better than Malfunction. The reason is if my opponent had Grim Horror Specs and Bard, both with annoying abilities. And Deep Freeze removes those abilities. See, Loyal Pegasus can go. I could put in Divine Arrow instead. Seems better. I probably shouldn't even play Loyal Pegasus in this deck, to be honest. No creatures, but a bunch of cyclers. Good prison sentence to dig me. Yeah. Can't mulligan this hand in a regular format. I don't think. Vaporkin, 2-1 flyer can only block flyers, okay. I'm going to go ahead and lead with your first here, I think. And the reason is I may want to attack next turn and sort of force or tempt my opponent to block and then Metamorph. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with cartouching for the moment. First of all, it's pretty risky in bounce spells and stuff, but also it might just play a Gustwalker. This is black-white, okay. So now here is Binding, okay. Fair enough. Now I'm probably going to go cartouche. Okay, and Slip for Space, I think. Deals an extra damage. Yeah. And could have drawn me action, but didn't. So if my opponent finds an answer for this, I could be in a little bit of trouble because I don't have any more creatures, which is why I signed up what I signed up for when I kept the hand, but we shall see. Okay, that doesn't bother me too much. Ooh, that is interesting because it's something I could maybe get something back later. Not now, but next turn I could maybe metamorph this attack for 8 because this gets +1/+0. But do have to pay 2 mana though. Whoa, okay, I mean this is a free attack, so I'm just gonna block. I don't think taking 2 when I'm racing is very good. Okay, let's start here. Oh, counter it. Counter a blue spell. Oh well. Guess I have to accept that. And I think this is another, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna block here. No cards for you. Okay. Still think I like attacking here. I am winning the race, even though it's barely. I'm probably gonna cast Prison Sentence this time. Let's just search to see what happens. I think I like Prison Sentence Vapor King because actually it's a blocker. I can dig for some party member maybe, or not. Flunk. Alright, so Island goes on the bottom. Why did my opponent take damage before? Oh, because... okay. Do I want Seller of Songbirds here? It does not trigger Nimble Trap Finder, but it is a 1/1 flyer and a 1/2. I think I can do better. I think it's just too low impact. It is very close to being good enough, but it doesn't block the 2/4 either. And it essentially is just... oh. Yeah, I should just do it. It essentially is just a 1/1 flyer and a chomper. Let's see here. The reason to do this also is my opponent has a campus, so can win the long game here. Can't just take forever. Okay, what is this? -3, -0 loses flying. Okay, well, it is what it is. Ooh, that's a good one. It's a creature that's as large as the auras and champions you have, and it has bestow. Oh man, wish I tapped a little differently, but there's no way to know that, I don't think. The jump here, it also shrinks it. Shrinks the Eidolon because my opponent loses an aura. So now I can block it with Baird if my opponent doesn't draw anything. But, oh my god. Alright, you got me. That was some sick draws. And, I'll probably just want Malfunction back in my deck. My opponent showed me some huge creatures. So had I not used Kefnet Last Word and waited, but this seemed like the right play. I couldn't know that my opponent would draw those cards necessarily. Yep, this is barely good enough, but let's draw an island. I don't think shipping it is good though. Right. A little too defensive hand right now. Oh no. Well, I guess if I deep freeze it, it works. Or prison sentence. Either or. Both things work. Deep freeze, prison sentence let me scry, which is... I really want to find an island here. Okay, so I can put plains on the bottom, island on top. And now you can't reconfigure because it's an activated ability. I think that's how it works. Yes, I can destroy Evil Death at any point, but I want to get some counters first. Because it is an enchantment, so I can just destroy it, but I would prefer to have 2 rain play first. Dead weight, okay. Anamorph. Going to not block the morph. Seems very bad idea. It's probably Grim Haruspex, but I think I want a 1/1 first. Okay, so it doesn't untap. That's not the absolute best. So I'm gonna deep freeze this because I think it's a Grim Haruspex. I don't want my opponent to draw cards from so it doesn't matter if I unmorphs it now. It still loses all abilities. God's willing. Alright. So I really hate giving my opponent a card here, but alright, so what I could do is, if my opponent doesn't play a creature, I could block, and then when Ice Over falls off, this becomes a 3/3 again. Yeah. And my opponent didn't morph up this either, so that was nice. I got 2 for 1 my opponent. Oh, that might be good. Right now I don't have anything to get back, but maybe this isn't Grim Haruspex. Reflector Mage, okay. Well, I'm glad I waited on the cartouche. Alright, yeah, okay, see, it is Grim Haruspex. Yeah, well. Brings it down to 2 cards though. Oh, I can't cast it. Never. Okay, never mind. I was thinking it was a bug, but I can't cast it because of Reflector Mage. Alright, so I'm gonna take a huge hit here, but what are you gonna do? Uh-oh. So it's indestructible. Alright. I think I have more. So my problem here is that my opponent is at 20 life and has a card engine in play, presumably, and it's also eventually going to become a creature. Yeah. Alright, so my opponent got me here. That's fine. I am dead.